Alright, it's the end of May. You know what that means. Hey, what's up everyone, it's me, SpeedSuperSonic, for you guys another video. In this video today, we are back again to talk more about the future of Sonic the Hedgehog. We've been talking a lot about like the movie side of things recently, stuff like that, but we're actually going to be returning to like kind of the main Sega part of Sonic, if you will, because we're approaching that time of the year where we really got to start asking the question of, where's this Sonic Central at? That's right, we're going to be talking about a brand new Sonic Central today because it's around that time and a lot of news has been coming out, which I think supports the idea of a Sonic Central potentially happening. There's been a lot of talk, there's been a lot of memes and discussion going around in the Sonic community about Sonic Central. Where the heck is it? In 2021 we received our first Sonic Central, and I believe late May of that year. I think we kind of all expected if there was to be Sonic announcements it would be in June, you know, Sonic's birth month, or at least around Sonic's birthday of the 23rd, but we got it in May. But last year we got another Sonic Central, and that one was in June. I think the first Sonic Central was very, very well received. We got 3 game announcements in that single Sonic Central, along with other announcements for other things and teases and all that kind of stuff, which was great. We got a Colors Ultimate announcement, officially, even though that was like leaked long beforehand. Sonic Origins, which was also leaked, and then Sonic Frontiers. We got our first look at that Sonic Central as well. All of those games have since released, which is kind of crazy to now think about. We've received 3 Sonic games in that time, which is great. And then we had last year's, which was in June, and that one was not as well received as the one before. We really didn't get any announcements, really. We got just kind of more different looks at things we already knew was coming, such as more of the games that was talked about there. We got like another look at Sonic Prime, which was nice. It wasn't necessarily the news onslaught that we got that year before, and there was some negative backlash to it. I don't think it was like entirely negative. It wasn't like everybody hated it, but it could have been more well received. So that's why I think there's a lot of pressure on Sega and Sonic Team to really come out swinging with this new Sonic Central that could potentially be coming in the next few weeks, if even days. Because when these things are announced, they happen like a few days after, so they're not very far in advance when they're announced. There's not really a lot of time to prepare, gotta get your live streams ready, gotta get your bingo cards ready, and we're kind of in that time frame. May is almost over. I would expect if there were to be a Sonic Central, it would be in June like last year. I believe the last one was like June 7th or something like that, so it doesn't mean that it's going to be near Sonic's birthday towards the end of June. It could very well be at any point in this upcoming month. I'm perfectly fine with them talking about things that we already know exist, such as Sonic Origins Plus. I'm sure they're going to go into more detail about, maybe give us another trailer. Is it entirely necessary? Not really, because once again, it's a port just with more ports on it this time. We'll see if they have more info to give on that game, but there's other stuff coming out this year too. We've seen that at Sonic Centrals. They're able to talk about stuff like Sonic Prime and make news announcements and first looks and stuff like that, so I would very much so expect at least maybe another look, if not even a trailer, at the upcoming season of Sonic Prime at the Sonic Central event. We got the official announcement only like a few weeks ago about Sonic Prime Season 2 happening, which is very exciting. Not necessarily that it's happening, more of just like an actual release date, which is in July, so there isn't a lot of time between that and now. So I think the prime place, no pun intended, to make an announcement or show a first trailer would be a Sonic Central. I think everybody would be very excited about that, even though it's a show that already exists and that we know about. I think everyone's kind of excited to see where it goes. We'll see. And I'm sure they'll go into detail about stuff that goes on like the social media and the mobile games. I'm sure they're going to go into detail about and stuff like that, which will be fine and I'm sure people will get excited about. But the biggest thing that I think this Sonic Central needs is simply some announcements, some brand new breaking news to really get fans excited, because this year is, with all due respect, kind of lacking on the game front currently as it stands. I'm happy we're getting Sonic Origins Plus. I was asking for a physical release of the game and for there to just be more content in it, and they're really answering with this version of the game. I'm gonna pick it up. I'm sure I'll enjoy it, but I think fans are wanting a brand new title, and with all of these rumors and leaks coming out, I think there's a very, very strong possibility that we will receive the announcement of a brand new 2D modern Sonic game that has been long speculated to be around for a very, very long time. I think we'll get our first look at it, I think we'll get an announcement about it, and I think that will get fans very excited for a release that I'm assuming will happen later this year based on everything that everybody is saying about it. Just one game announcement to really solidify this being a good Sonic Central, something new, something fresh, something to get people excited that we haven't previously known about. I think this is the way to go because I think it's the most likely Sonic game, a new Sonic game, to be announced there. Don't expect a new main series title, something like Sonic Frontiers 2 or something like that. I don't see that happening. I think you're gonna have to wait at least maybe another year or two to hear about a new modern Sonic main series title. But I think that's our most likely option at a new game area, and I think it's pretty likely that we'll receive an announcement there of a new game regardless of what it is, even if it isn't that one. But I think we'll receive a new game announcement because, once again, that negative backlash to the previous Sonic Central, I think they got to come out swinging with some really cool announcements here. Heck, you never know, maybe they could surprise and pull another 2021 with another announcement for something. Maybe it isn't that main series game, but it could be like a spin-off title, like a party game or a racing game. I think that fans would like to see some redemption, at least with the Sonic racing titles. TSR has left a really negative taste, actually, in the mouths of a lot of Sonic fans. Whenever I mention the idea of there being a Team Sonic Racing 2, my comments section or Twitter replies are flooded with, "We don't want that," which is really sad. I'd at least like them to take another crack at it, whether it's with Sumo Digital or they just completely change everything up with the Sonic racing titles. It's a franchise that's kind of built for racing games, so I really want to see them take another crack at it and really improve upon what they made. But those are some of the things I think we could see there. I'm sure we'll get merchandise announcements as well, stuff like that, the traditional stuff that we received with the previous two. But what will we not receive there? What do I think that just won't be there? I've already kind of talked about how I don't think we'll receive an announcement of another big main series Sonic title because we just got Sonic Frontiers a few months ago. But I do think that we will not be hearing anything from the movie side of things. I know Knuckles' TV show got its announcement recently, but I don't think that you'll be seeing anything about that there, or Sonic Movie 3 especially. Sonic Movie 3 is still in pre-production, very early stages of development, and the Knuckles show, while yes, it's been announced and it's filming currently, I don't think they have anything ready for a trailer. But even more important than that, Sega is not the place where those announcements are made. Paramount has full creative control and say-so over what happens with that branch of the franchise. Sega is not able to show off anything or make any announcements about that side of the franchise because that's Paramount and Viacom's baby, that's their thing. I don't think it would be a good move to insert like a Knuckles trailer or announcement in the middle of a Sonic Central filled with a bunch of other announcements, and I think Paramount thinks the same thing. So don't expect anything about the movie franchise at this event. It's just not going to happen. It never will. It hasn't happened thus far. It won't happen because it's a Paramount thing, not a Sega thing. I know it's confusing, but it's just the way things are. But I do think we'll be receiving a Knuckles trailer or even the show before the end of the year, so don't worry. I just don't think you'll be seeing it at this specific event. Like I said, Sonic Movie 3, way too early for anything like that to happen, casting announcements, especially a trailer, because, well, the movie hasn't even started filming yet. But of course, when we receive an announcement or anything like that in relation to any of those projects separately from Sonic Central, we'll of course cover it the second it comes out. But yes, those are some of the things that I think we can and the things that we can't see there. I have confidence that this might not be the best Sonic Central we've ever received, simply because 2021 was so like engulfed in mystery surrounding the franchise. We really had no idea what we were going to get. We knew that things were going to eventually come, whether it was the sequel to the Sonic movie, Sonic Prime TV show we knew were coming in 2022, but the games were still very much so in question. We had no idea what was going on in that front, and it's really just like they had the perfect opportunity because of their silence at that time to just drop a bunch of news. It hasn't been as quiet recently, and the franchise is doing great. So I don't think there's the same amount of hunger or anything like that there. And last year was just flooded with news and announcements 24/7, to where there maybe wasn't that much to really go into or talk about at the last Sonic Central. But I think this year's a little different. It's been much quieter than last year because there aren't as many projects, let alone as significant of projects as there were last year. But I do think there are announcements that need to be made. They do need to continue to ride the momentum that was built upon last year. I think we'll be seeing DLC for Sonic Frontiers, obviously. That will be releasing next month, I believe. As I mentioned earlier, Sonic Prime Season 2 and the Knuckles TV show, all building upon the things that released last year. It's going to be great. I am so excited to see what will be at Sonic Central. It should be happening at any minute now. It should be right around the corner, and once when we get the announcement, I'll of course be the first one here to talk about it and break the news to you guys, and then do a live stream reaction going over it once when it happens. But we still gotta wait for that announcement to be made. But once again, it should be at any minute now, so look forward to it. But this is where I pass it off to you guys and ask what you think. What do you think about a Sonic Central happening this year? What's your date prediction? Do you think it's gonna happen, or are they just going to skip out on Sonic Central this year, or is it going to happen at a completely different date this year? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you guys have to say. Feel free to follow my social media links, my Twitter and Instagram in the description below. You can follow those my single in my life, feature content, and all things Sonic the Hedgehog. But most importantly, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. This is the number one destination on YouTube for all things Sonic, whether it's video games, TV shows, movies, comic books, merchandise, and more. We talk about it all. I feel once when this event happens, news and all of that stuff is going to start vastly ramping up, and there's going to be a lot of exciting stuff to talk about. So, for all things Sonic, this is the spot to be. I love all you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Wonder what you want right now, wonder what you want right now. Used to be body, used to be body. Counting all my blessings and count my dollars.